you have to become a data person now to be a musician because of the complexity that you all we're talking about.
Yes. And actually what I was hoping, so you mentioned the old versus new, right? And so all of that to me was a preface to the fact that one major benefit of streaming now is the amount of data, because beforehand, all you had was sales data.
Yeah.
But now you have an immense amount of streaming data, favoriting, playlisting, adding people to playlists. I mean, there is so much like meat there to unpack. And I think that is actually, that's even the old business labels are using all that data to determine who the next hits are and stuff.
Yeah.
So it has totally evolved, and it became what used to be a very finger to the wind, like, oh, I think this will be the next big hit. And a lot of those were big hits, but how much of that was due to what we were talking about earlier, the gatekeeping?
Yeah.
It was the only thing you could listen to on the radio.
I've noticed the algorithms. So I use YouTube Music because I stay away from Spotify. But in YouTube Music over the past year, just the algorithm alone has gotten so much better. If I pick a song, because I like to explore now, I pick a song and then I just let that song play the playlist that's associated with it.
Right.
And I've come across so much good music over the past year that I wouldn't have heard otherwise.
Nice.
But it used to be trash.
Sure.
It used to be I click on the song and then it jumps somewhere way over there and plays something that was terrible.
Oh man, and so I've heard from a couple of producers here in town that everything's now based on the first 20 seconds of a song based on what they play on TikTok. If it doesn't get a bunch of likes, it's not going to be played. So now data is in a predictive mode.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, that's why there's not many songs that will, it's not the old Led Zeppelin days where a song would take 2 minutes to get to the actual meat of it, right?
Yeah.
It is in the first 20 seconds, it's a hit because of the TikTok generation.
That is very interesting. And I was in a panel one time where someone brought this up. I was not familiar. And gosh, I cannot remember her name, unfortunately, but there's an artist on TikTok. And she is actually using data to create music in a way where she'll basically just like spit out like one line with like a melody, and depending on the reaction, she monitors all this, and depending on the reaction, she'll then add a chorus or verse or bridge or whatever, builds her music out that way. And she's had some like hits pretty much from that. She
music with data.
Yeah. And she does it, she iterates, right? And so that's a very data minded approach, because you're basically taking the same data I was just talking about, like interaction, behavior, that kind of stuff, and using that, even to Seth Godin's point, you are using how music is distributed now, which is TikTok and how that platform works and stuff, to determine what is created.